Stubborn fat. It usually forms around the lower belly, love handles, or chest, and it's notoriously hard to get rid of, not just for you, but for everyone, including myself, around my love handles. This fat is hard to get rid of because it's truly different. It receives less blood flow than other fat stores and tends to have a higher concentration of alpha receptors, which inhibit fat loss, while simultaneously having a lower number of beta receptors, which promote fat release. This is what makes it resistant to standard diet and exercise methods. The only way to actually get rid of stubborn fat is by consistently maintaining a deficit and eating healthy fat-burning foods for long enough to finally get to that stubborn fat. And the only way to do that is to actually enjoy your diet. Otherwise, you'll give up right before that stubborn fat starts to melt away every time. So today I want to give you guys 15 foods that you can incorporate into your diet plan to make your plan more sustainable so that you can finally tap into those stubborn fat stores. And the first food that can help you stick to your plan is Egg Life egg white wraps. These have become widely popular and are now sold in most grocery stores, including Walmart. If you're in the mood to have a wrap, whether you want to add tuna, chicken, or deli cuts, the wrap itself is where most of the extra calories and carbs will come from. For example, even a small flour or wheat tortilla will contain about 150 calories and 25 grams of carbs. A larger one will contain 35 grams of carbs or more. On the other hand, one egg wrap is only 25 calories with 0 fat, 0 carbs, and 5 grams of protein. So it's basically entirely made up of protein rather than carbs. And even though there's nothing inherently wrong with carbs, eating too many of them will highly interfere with fat loss because your body will choose excess carbs for energy over those stubborn fat stores every time. Next is a replacement for mashed potatoes, which I personally love, but just 1 cup of mashed potatoes typically contains around 215 calories with almost 35 grams of carbs. Meanwhile, 1 cup of mashed cauliflower will only have about 25 to 40 calories with 5 to 8 grams of carbohydrates. That's 5 to 10 times fewer calories, and mashed cauliflower actually tastes delicious, very similar in taste to regular mashed potatoes. You just boil a head of cauliflower for 10 minutes, throw it into a food processor, and then add a small amount of butter, some salt, and garlic, and it's ready to eat. Let's move on to shirataki noodles, also known as miracle noodles. Most people really enjoy eating pasta, but unfortunately pasta is loaded with carbohydrates. 4 ounces of pasta contains 150 calories and 28 grams of carbs. Meanwhile, 4 ounces of shirataki noodles contains just 6.5 calories and 4 grams of carbs, most of which is insoluble fiber. Specifically, it's composed of glucomannan fiber, which is known to fill your stomach. This is why they're referred to as miracle noodles, because not only are they virtually calorie-free, but they also help satisfy hunger and reduce your appetite. Now, many people quit their diet plan because they crave sweets aside from just fruits. And a homemade calorie-free Italian ice is perfect for this. You just need a popsicle tray, or you can even use ice cube trays that you already have at home. You would just take Crystal Light or a flavored water enhancer and mix it into some water. Then pour the water into your popsicle tray and cover the molds with the lids. Alternatively, if you're using ice trays, you just pour the flavored water in, cover with plastic wrap, and put a toothpick into each cube through the plastic wrap. Then just put it into the freezer, let it freeze overnight, and voila, you have a delicious tasting Italian ice that's calorie free. Another very useful food that can be used to replace buns for your burgers is portobello mushroom caps. When I owned a meal prep company, portobello mushroom burgers and actually mashed cauliflower were 2 of our most popular orders, and I loved how good these tasted without racking up carbs or calories. A regular medium-sized hamburger bun will contain roughly 150 calories with 28 grams of carbs, but 2 portobello mushroom caps only have about 8 calories with just 1 gram of carbs. You would just take the portobello mushroom caps, clean them, then spray each side with olive oil cooking spray, add a little salt and pepper, and then put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. Then you can add part skim cheese and a lean beef burger with some lettuce and tomato for an extremely low-calorie, guilt-free cheeseburger. Going back to a sweet-tasting dessert, if you want a snack that requires no work, you can try sugar-free Jell-O. Sugar-free Jell-O only contains about 10 calories. Also, one of the key ingredients it's made from is gelatin, which has been associated with appetite reduction and enhancing the sensation of fullness. Many brands offer this tasty snack without preservatives, and you can take it with you on the go, making it an awesome option whenever you start feeling that sweet tooth. Now, if you're craving a crunchy snack, butter-free popcorn can really help you stick to your plan for the long run. It's surprisingly great for fat loss. This is because it's super filling for the number of calories it brings to the table, thanks to the large amount of fiber it contains. 1 cup of salted popcorn just has 31 calories, and it's proven to fill your stomach more than other crunchy snacks. There's even a study that found that people felt as full from eating 15 calories of popcorn as they did when they consumed 150 calories of potato chips. Next, we have zucchini pasta. This is going to be higher in calories than miracle noodles, of course, but it does provide a different taste, and you can use it to make pesto zucchini pasta for a very low amount of calories. Many stores sell already spiralized zucchini pasta, but if your local grocery store doesn't, then you can get a spiralizer from Amazon and just feed whole zucchini through there. 1 cup of regular pasta will contain around 200 to 220 calories, while 1 cup of zucchini pasta will only have 20 to 30 calories, giving you much more room to add sauce, Parmesan cheese, or even try the tasty pesto zucchini recipe that I think is an absolutely delicious replacement for regular pasta. You can actually use zucchini for our next food, chicken noodle soup. You can use zucchini or shirataki noodles to make a very low-calorie filling bowl of soup. This combines lean protein from chicken with very low-carb noodles and a bunch of nutritious vegetables. The high water content from the broth in combination with the chicken and the veggies will help create a feeling of fullness. On top of that, the warm, comforting nature of chicken noodle soup can curb cravings and reduce temptations to overeat all on its own. Moving on, we have diet soda and diet drinks in general, which can really help you save calories while still tasting very similar to the high sugar versions. Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero, Mountain Dew Zero, and sweetened iced teas have all come a long way, and they all taste almost identical to their original counterparts, but they have significantly fewer calories. For example, a can of Coke contains 140 calories with just under 40 grams of straight sugar. Meanwhile, Coke Zero has 0 calories and 0 sugar. Some people stay away from diet soda because of misinformation about artificial sweeteners, but they're actually not as harmful as long as you don't take in more than the maximum recommended amount. This is proven through many studies, and the only controlled studies that have been able to find side effects are when animals were given 100 or even more than 1,000 times above the maximum recommended daily intake, which means you would have to be drinking gallons of diet soda daily. Another food that people crave while dieting is peanut butter, but just 2 tablespoons can cost you over 180 calories and 16 grams of fat. PB2 is an awesome alternative. It's essentially a powdered form of peanut butter that has less than a third of the calories and 90% less fat compared to regular peanut butter. It also pairs very well with many healthy foods, including apples or even with celery, which is extremely low in calories on its own. You simply mix it with some water and it turns into a perfect substitute for all your peanut butter snack cravings. The next food that can help you make delicious dips that you can scoop up with celery sticks or carrots is plain, non-fat Greek yogurt. It can be used as a high protein base for most creamy dips and will be a lot healthier and lower in calories than sour cream or mayo. You can also combine plain Greek yogurt with a little bit of lemon juice to replace sour cream as an ingredient in tasty recipes like tacos. For example, you could take the egg wrap from earlier, use Greek yogurt combined with lemon juice for the sour cream, add low-fat shredded cheese as well as ground turkey mixed with taco seasoning, then fold it in half and top it with some salsa and lettuce, and you'll be blown away at how good this low-calorie, high-protein soft taco will taste. And that's the point. You want options that make it feel like you're not even dieting at all. For example, we all know that salads made up of lettuce, cucumbers, and other vegetables are extremely low in calories and are great for fat loss. But the issue is that dressings usually take your low-calorie salad and turn it into a calorie-loaded bomb. That's where Walden Farms dressings comes into play. They've got a wide range of calorie-free dressings from French to ranch, balsamic vinaigrette, and much more. Low-calorie condiments can really help you make your meals taste much better as well, helping you stick to your diet for long enough. For example, 2 tablespoons of sugar-free ketchup is only 5 calories with 1 gram of sugar. 2 tablespoons of salsa contain only 4 calories. Frank's Red Hot is virtually calorie-free. Mustard has only 3 calories per teaspoon. And of course, herbs and spices like oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, chili flakes, and even all-purpose seasonings like adobo are all basically calorie-free. So you can add seasonings pretty freely into all of your meals to liven them up. Last but not least, we have protein bars, but you have to be careful with these because if you eat too many, they can become like candy bars. 1 or 2 protein bars per day can be a great way to satisfy your cravings for candy bars. Pure Protein is a brand that has some of the best macros. For example, their Chocolate Deluxe bar contains 180 calories, 21 grams of which are protein. Quest also makes some great tasting bars with a slightly higher carb count and a slightly lower amount of protein. But having one of these a day can help satisfy cravings while adding protein to your diet. So those are 15 of the top foods you can use to add flavor and variety to help you stick to your diet for long enough to get to that stubborn body fat. I obviously could have easily made this video by listing a bunch of fruits, vegetables, and sources of lean protein like fish and chicken, but I wanted to make this video different so that you could find options that keep your calories low while making your diet significantly more enjoyable, because that's the key to sticking to your plan, actually enjoying what you're eating. And that consistency is what's required to burn that stubborn fat. So that about wraps it up. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I have a ton of other tasty options that are included in my free, done-for-you 6-week shred program. Not only that, but you'll also get a personalized meal plan regardless of whether you're a carnivore, vegan, or prefer keto or intermittent fasting. We got you covered. You'll also get a 42-day workout plan, a recipe book, and a coach to answer any questions you have. And like I said, if you're motivated, not only is this going to be free, but you're going to burn a whole bunch of fat in the process. To find out more, you can click the link below in the description, or you can visit the website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.